Sunday. It's the last day here at Ice Series, and we thought by ourselves, you know what? A lot of you have come back, and have decided, you know, let's get a weekend ticket or a Sunday ticket or something along those lines. So we're going to do a similar presentation as we did yesterday, but a little bit of a spin. Yesterday we talked about channels and how to generate content, etc. Now we're just going to go and have a chat with a bunch of our viewers here and pretty much go over how to build your community and, more importantly, how to build your YouTube channels. Or any would-be YouTubers in the house here? Yeah, you would like to have your large channel be signed by Polaris, have Total Biscuit talk to you on a daily basis. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go and get that. Total Biscuit started out here, by the way. I would like to point that out. John used to be a regular here at Ice Series before he moved on towards the United States of America to much grander things. Anyway, let's bring him on towards the stage. Ladies, gentlemen, join us here, and we will introduce you to our wonderful people. Hello, what is your name? Introduce yourself to our crowd.
Hey guys, my name is Yammy.
What's Yammy?
I'm Dartron.
Dartron?
I'm Keyori.
And Keyori. I'm going to go and hand you off to our team here, as we do have ourselves a person for the crowd. There he is. He will be taking your questions from pretty much you guys here, and the guys are here to answer pretty much anything that you want to know about growing your YouTube community. From 0 subscribers to maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000, 50,000, million, 24 million. No pressure, it's no fine. Of course, there's no guarantees that any of the pointers here today, so that's a disclaimer right off the bat. So first of all, let's take it away. What was the first idea? Why did the three of you decide to start YouTubing to begin with?
Well, I started doing RuneScape machinimas about, I want to say 7 years ago, and it was just something fun to do with friends, something creative if you went to like make movies and all that sort of stuff. It just kind of like slowly evolved from there, really.
Are machinimas still a big thing out there, or has it kind of gone down in favor for Let's Plays?
I think machinimas kind of went down in favour of Let's Plays, as you said, but there are still some people who are dedicated to making machinimas and all that sort of stuff. It is really good content. But you do kind of see a lot of machinima Let's Play kind of hybrid things popping up here and there now, which is quite interesting to see.
Excellent. So how did you two finally started?
Should I hold the mic? I can hold the mic, cool. I was really bored, and I was like, I'm pretty funny, I'll just record this game, and then I put it on YouTube, and it just went from there. So there was no real big plan, or like I didn't really sit down and like think like I'm gonna do this, and it was just kind of I did it. So I guess if you're in the audience and you know that you're funny and entertaining, the good chance there's a lot of people out there who will watch you. So just give it a go, because you don't really have anything to lose. Thank you.
Okay, so my reason for starting YouTube was one of my friends actually had a YouTube channel and had got to 1,000 subscribers and had a machinima partnership, which was like a big deal back then. So I was like, oh my god, I want to do that too, that's awesome. He also got to, he won a competition with the Yogscast, so I was super jealous. So I decided to make my own channel, and I wanted to get to where he got, and I actually succeeded to what he got. So it just goes to show, if you put in enough effort, you will succeed in what you want to do.
So when it comes to over time, let's say from start to finish, 1 year from nothing to obviously the end of the year one, what was the subscriber count like after 1 year?
After 1 year of doing YouTube, I only got to about 7,000 subscribers, which, well, I'm saying only, but that is quite a lot of people. If you think about 7,000 people in a room at the same time, that is a lot of people.
It's the it's probably in the top 1% of all the YouTube channels by itself, I think.
Yeah, it seems like a small number to a lot of other YouTube channels, but to yourself, if you think about 7,000 people, it's a really big deal.
After my first year, I had about 300,000, and then...
It's only about 300,000 after 1 year, no worries.
and then this year it's like doubled, but a bit more. So there's kind of like a snowball effect where like if you start getting big, it just doesn't stop and it gets bigger and bigger, and every month there's like more and more and more views. So yeah, as I said, if you're entertaining, people will come and they'll keep watching even if the vid's like 3-4 years. I mean, even though I've only been doing it 2 years, but you know.
Do you consider yourself to be a bit of an outlier there, managing to get 300,000 in a year? Is that? I have no frame of reference here when it comes to. Like, do you consider that normal for anybody that goes out and say in a big group of let's say that you want to go be part of Yogscast through some sort of connections? Would 300,000 be like on average for anybody that joins that particular group, or is it going to be like 7,000?
I have no idea. I was just doing my own thing. The only people I had like frame of references for were people who were already in the community, but now we're all kind of like on the same level. So I think there's kind of like a peak where like all the people who are interested in that kind of content have kind of like gone to it, and everyone who's seen it and gone, no, not for me.
So market saturation.
Yeah, I guess so. If a lot of people are offering the same thing, then there's only, you know, it'll reach a peak, and then that's probably about it for the moment. So.
Are we even still on the same question?
We're still, yeah, pretty much.
Well, how do you follow up 300,000 in a year? I had 300 in a year. Not 300,000, I just mean 300, 3 digits. But that's like way before Minecraft. That's about 7 years ago. So like, don't judge me too harshly, please.
This was before YouTube was bought by Google, I think. That's how long ago this was.
Well, that's before, I think about like 5 people had like partnership back then. Like, it wasn't a thing. Like being able to do that as a business was just unheard of, I think, pretty much. Like there was rumours of such things, but it was like of myth and legend. So
this was around the time then Rooster Teeth started, basically.
Exactly, that's actually what got me kind of into it anyway, which was like Rooster Teeth Red versus Blue.
The Halo Machinimas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go watch Red versus Blue. I'm not paid to say this. No.
Yes, go watch Red versus Blue. It is awesome. By the way, it's called a Puma.
I know.
Yes. So we have a bunch of people here in the crowd today, but obviously we have also our runner. Does anybody have any questions to our YouTubers on the stage here when it comes to growing your community and engaging your subscribers? Like, it's really important that you keep in touch with your community. First of all, guys, how many videos do you guys launch on a daily basis? And what do you personally feel is, at what point do you get too many videos that people start unsubbing? Like, what do you think? There's always different different theories about this sort of thing. But what is your personal opinion about this?
Well, I do just 1 a day. I know there's a lot of people out there that kind of do 2 a day, some 3 a day. I know one guy who does 5 videos a day, which to me is ridiculous. Where, to me, if you're going to do like a daily content, instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to go off, I'm going to do 2 a day, put the extra effort that you would have done on that second video into the normal one that you would upload. That's my personal opinion, though, and it tends to work for me. So, but other people have had other experiences, as I'm sure these 2 people are going to say as well as soon as I pass the mic. Now.
Whoa. I don't do daily. I do 2 a week, because that's like the magic number, I feel. Because like, my view is you don't want to like saturate the channel and have tons of stuff daily. I know like a lot of people do that, but my opinion is YouTube is kind of like TV, and when you turn on TV, you see like Scrubs and Friends. It's always on, so you don't really like. You'd be like, yeah, I'm in the mood for that. I could watch that, but you don't watch it every day. But then if there's like a weekly show like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, you're gonna watch that even if it's only on once a week. So you kind of like you build up the anticipation of the week to. This new episode is coming out today, I can't wait to watch it. And that's the kind of feel I went with my channel. I wanted people to, you know, go the whole week, and then the Friday was when my video came out, and then Monday was, oh, I'm back to school, the day's been really bad. I hate waking up on Monday, but at least at the end of today I have another video. So I went for 2 a week, and it's working out really well.
Are you consistent when you actually release your video? Is it always the same day at the same time?
Same day, same time, 3 p.m. So I catch when people are coming home from school, and then I catch Americans on their way home from school as well, like 5 hours later, so, yeah.
Okay, so I think it depends on what sort of channel you have. If you're a vlogger, maybe you do 1 video a week because you need to script your videos. if you are a gamer, I'd probably say one a day, keep to a schedule at a certain time is really good. So then I'd probably say 9 p.m. is a prime time, because you get your Americans who are coming back from school. You also get the English people who are about to go to bed. So it's a really good time, but it depends what videos you make. Like I said, if you were going to be a machinima sort of channel, which is skits again, but in like games, you need to script those. So yeah, I'd probably say keep to a schedule of one a day, or maybe every 2 days if you can.
So YouTube recently added a new function, adding contributors to the bottom of your videos. Has that had any impact so far on any of you, saying, "Hey, I've done a video with this guy, and he's got an X amount of subs as well, and he's an actor or an executive producer or a talent or something along those lines"? Have you guys actually used any of these systems in combination with, say, annotations, the thumb system, and all that?
Okay, so whenever I do a collaboration with my friends, I always put their names in the title anyway, so that everybody knows who's in the video. But they added a feature where you could add collaborators, and I don't really find that helps very much because it's at the bottom of the description, and it's really small, so you can't really see that unless you expand the description out.
And you need to hit the read more button to begin with in order to get to that particular piece of content. Yeah, that's true.
I have a friend called Hi who he works with it's Jerry and Harry as well, so if you know him. But he's in like all of my videos, and every single video I have since that has come out, I've been putting him as a different role. So like I'd be like, "Hi, yeah, he's my makeup artist in this episode," or like just putting random stuff, because he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I mean he has one, but he doesn't upload anything to it. But he's actually been getting subscribers purely with me like trolling him, like, yeah, he's my makeup artist. Oh yeah, he wrote the script for this one, and like just completely not telling the truth.
So you're actually seeing results through the analytics system?
Yeah, because what happens is it changes what happens in the sidebar. Because if you're clicking on my videos and I'm collaborating a lot with very specific people every single time, then YouTube, the algorithms go, "Oh, they like this guy, and this other guy's in his video, so they must like him too, so we'll put him in the sidebar." So even though he only has one video, that video is always in the sidebar.
Well, I like that new feature, that the contributors, am I saying that right? Yeah. I do like that feature, but as Yammy said, it's all the way at the bottom of the description. And I can't speak for like all the other gaming communities, but in the Minecraft community, it's kind of become commonplace that when someone's in your video, like you're doing Hunger Games or hide and seek or whatever you're actually playing, you always put the people in the description anyway, like right at the top. Like you have your normal description, like what the video's about, and then you have the list of people in the video with their names and their channels anyway. So I think that feature would be good if it was somehow at the top or like at the side or something like that, where it's easily clickable and you don't actually have to go looking for it. And also, it's like the majority of us kind of put each other on the thumbnail for the videos anyway, so that people can see before they even watch the videos, like, okay, this person's in it or this person's in it, etc. So, yeah.
So considering this particular talk is about growing your community, what is the biggest thing you've done so far to grow your community that is not specifically create a piece of content on the channel?
I'd say social media really does help with that, like Twitter, all that sort of stuff, but mainly just so you can interact with people on a daily basis. You let them know what you're doing, you can actually have conversations. And so you're not just a person on a screen. So they know that you're actually a real person, and you have opinions, and they can actually reach you if they want to talk to you. So social media things are a really good way of actually growing the channel without actually being on YouTube.
Okay, so another way of growing your channel without actually really, well, let's forget the videos for this part, is going on to other people's videos, not advertising, but maybe like saying, "Oh, that was a great video." People are always scrolling down the comments. I know as soon as I go into a video, I always read the comments and see what they say. And normally if they have a really nice avatar, I'll click on their channel and see who they are. So yeah, I think if you're going around and you are a part of the community, then it will definitely help.
Yeah.
I like cheese. I don't know. That was a pretty good one. I think I go into stuff a lot and comment. I have a really big friend group, so kind of like when we all started hanging out together, I think we splashed a lot of subscribers to each other by commenting and liking on each other's videos. So yeah, I would say just go and comment on videos you like, and people will be like, oh, I didn't know you watched this, and then other people will be like, oh, who's this guy? And then, yeah.
Fair enough. Does anybody in the crowd have any questions towards our one of our... You need my stick mic. Okay. Well, then I'm going to go and leave the stage. I believe we've got a couple of questions in the crowd for you guys to answer. So there we go.
Has anybody got any questions? Lovely, we've got some hands up. Brilliant. We're going to go to this gentleman here. What's your question?
What kind of microphone do you use?
What kind of what?
What kind of microphone do you use?
Turtle Beach for me, just because it's comfortable, it's good quality. Well, for me it is. I'm quite sure at least some people here would disagree with me. But just gotta go with what you're comfortable with, what actually sounds good. Because you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good quality microphone. So, yeah.
I have a Broadcaster Pro, which is like a real studio, like radio kind of mic, which was pretty expensive. But when I started out, I was just using, you know, a headset mic. But I always went for the more expensive ones because, in a word, the more money you spend, generally the more quality you get. So you kind of do have to put money in to get money back. So I always thought, yeah, good microphone quality is really good, especially with, I scream and shout a lot, and I need a microphone that can handle that. So I needed something that could, you know, not blur the audio. So I went for something good.
Okay, so when I started YouTube, I was actually a student, so I had no money at all. So I actually used my webcam microphone. So I recorded on Audacity, a program that would just record the audio, and then I dragged it into Movie Maker, and it just did the audio. After that, my friend LD Shadow Lady felt really bad for me, and she spent £20 on getting me a Microsoft LX Chat 3000 headset, which is not very good, but I mean, it lasted me for 3 years. And then a couple of months ago, I decided, right, I got to the stage where I really need a new microphone, so now I have an AT2020, which it was quite expensive, but it's definitely worth the upgrade. So yeah, it just goes to show you don't really need money to be a YouTuber.
Brilliant, thank you. We're going to go here.
If you had a channel that did lots of things like skits and parodies and like gaming, how much do you think you should post, like on a daily basis or like a few times a week?
How much content should you post a week?
That wasn't the question. If I understood. She doesn't need to repeat it. If I was doing skits as opposed to my normal content, I think I would be uploading a lot less frequently, purely because I'm not creative in that way. I upload what I'm like comfortable with. So if someone was like, let's do a skit, I'd be like, I need a week to write the script, and then maybe probably won't do it because I'm not that funny like when I'm scripting stuff. It's just kind of natural. So.
Okay, so skits definitely need time to be scripted out, and you need to get people to be in them or someone to film it for you. So if you're going to do that, probably once a week. Like I do gaming videos every single day because they're quite short and people like to watch something when they come home from school. But yeah, it really depends what content it is and what you feel comfortable with doing, because not everybody has a lot of time on their hands.
Well, I actually used to do skits when I first started out, and it does literally depend on what kind of content you're doing. Like, I've done ones where it could take you a day to get one out, and then there's others where it's literally taken 5 months to put everything together. Because, again, like, you can't just do it yourself, you have to have people helping you if you want it to be really good quality. So if you want a really good quality skit or video or scripted machinimas or animation or something like that, then you really need the time, and you can't really put like a, or it will be out in June or whatever, because it's going to be done when it's done. Same with like, you get like a lot of movies, they come out, most movies take like 2 years to come out, and it's the same with like skits and animations and all that sort of stuff, they do need time if you want them to be really good.
Do you ever just want to give up YouTube entirely?
Yes, quite a lot of the time actually. When you're scrolling down the comments and you see a lot of people calling you names, saying they hate you, making threats against you and your family and stuff, it makes you think like, why am I doing this? But then you remember all the good times you've had, remember all the people that support you, and you just feel loved again. But it does make you want to quit a lot.
I would say, heck no. I love my job. My job is to play video games. Like, what kid doesn't dream of that when they're little? But one bad comment will always make you feel so much worse than like 1,000 good comments. Like they do stick out, and you're kind of like, oh man. But then yeah, you kind of just get over it and go, well, there are, you know, hundreds of thousands of other people who are not saying this, so I must be doing something right. And then you just kind of forget about it and just go, look at me. And then they're on the internet calling me names. So who's the cool guy here?
I don't think I've ever actually had that moment where it's like, why am I doing this? Why, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I know for a lot of people it's like your jobs and all that sort of stuff, and I kind of work it like a full-time job. But to me, it's still that thing I loved when I started 7 years ago. It's a hobby that's kind of evolved from being a hobby, really. But to me, it's, I don't know, it's part of who I am now, and I'm sure that everyone else feels the same way and all that. It's not something that you could ever just quit. You may think it now and then.
Okay.
Hello?
When,
It's still on.
when you're starting out on YouTube, how do you get like those first few subscribers?
Could you repeat that?
You're starting out on YouTube, how do you get those few subscribers at the beginning?
Those first few subscribers are always your friends or your family. You first of all, when you open your YouTube channel, you post your first video, you more often than not post it on Facebook or on Twitter, and you're like, oh my god, everybody check out this video, subscribe to my channel. And then all your friends go and subscribe, and then they might tell their friends about it, and they subscribe, and then it just goes on from there. That's what I find anyway.
Yeah, for sure. You need the like support of your friends and family, even if they don't believe in you. But them going, yeah, go do that. It's kind of like enough to get you a push. But I don't know, kind of like posting it on. I don't use Tumblr, but I've heard a lot of people post their videos to Tumblr when they're really small, and then a lot of people can blow it up. But mine got posted on Reddit, like my very first video, and it did really well there. So yeah, you just have to wait for like one person who really likes your stuff enough to promote it for you, I feel, because I just kind of sat back and let it do its thing.
Those two are probably the best answers, and the only thing I can really add into that is the tags on YouTube. Like, your first subscribers are always going to be your friends and all that, but to generate the new viewers, you are going to have to get like the right tags for the right video. But that's pretty much all you can really do, and it just kind of grows from there.
How important do you think your avatar is?
How important is your avatar?
So your avatar is quite important. If you scroll down YouTube and you see the like common display picture, which is just a man, you will think, well, they don't post videos. They are a YouTuber, so you would never click on their channel. But if they've got some professional art, maybe you'd go on the channel and think, oh, these are actually a YouTuber.
Yeah, for sure. Like avatars are so important because it's like a brand. Like when you see the Nike logo, you know what it is. So when you see someone's avatar, like when you see the Yogscast, you know, the faces, you know, yeah, that's the Yogscast. So you need something that's instantly identifiable, even if your name's not there. So that's where an avatar is very, very important. Probably like one of the most important things is to have a recognizable avatar.
But it is really important. Also, it kind of becomes, in a sense, almost like a character, as well as just being your personal representation. Because, like, you watch all these like animations and all that sort of stuff, you don't picture, let's say, like Yammy how she is, or himself how he is, or how I am. You always picture the way our skins look on Minecraft or whatever game that we're playing at the time. That's how people tend to imagine you. So.
Has YouTube ever helped you like make really close friends?
Oh yes, majority of my closest friends now are actually from YouTube. So like Adam, like Yammy met through YouTube initially. So many of my friends are actually YouTubers now. But yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, every single one of my friends currently I met through either them being like a fan when I was like really first starting out, or I met them because they were YouTubers as well. Like I don't talk to like anyone from my old school, like nothing, like everyone I met on YouTube, so it's like really, really social. So like when my parents used to be like, spend all day on Skype on your computer, why don't you go make some friends? I'm like, Mom, I have friends online. So yeah, yeah, I also met my fiance online as well from my channel, so there's a lot of stuff you can do with just making friends with like your fans and stuff.
Definitely. My best friends are all from YouTube, and that's because when you leave school, sometimes you lose those connections in real life, and you realize that you don't really have anything in common with those people anymore, especially if you go into gaming. I know a lot of my girl friends, they didn't really like Minecraft, they didn't like Xbox, but when I started speaking to Lizzie, I just saw a real connection. She likes everything I like, and yeah, that's like a lot of my friends actually. I met these guys for the first time at an event like this through YouTube, so yeah, definitely.
What editing software do you use?
I use Sony Vegas 11 Pro. Yeah, that's all I've ever used. So I would definitely say if you're going to get into video editing, there's like the big two are Adobe Premiere and Sony Vegas, and they're pretty expensive, but I'm not suggesting you do this, but you can get them for free by using means that I won't go into. But yeah, a lot of people start off with Windows Movie Maker, which like comes with Windows, but it's not that great. But you can use that. It's probably actually okay for Let's Plays, because Let's Plays are really easy to edit. It's just drag the video, drag the audio, drag your webcam, and then sync it up. So yeah.
Okay, so when I started, like I said, I used Windows Movie Maker because I had a laptop and it was really hard to get programs to run actually. And then I decided that my channel had got to the stage where I needed to use a bigger program. I started off using Camtasia, and then I went on to using Sony Vegas, which I found was better, but I've also heard that Adobe Premiere, I think it is, I think people say that's better as well, but I can't use that because it's complex.
Adobe Premiere is like the best, but it's very difficult to use.
Well, I use Sony Vegas 9 Pro, but like everyone else started off using Movie Maker, but I would recommend if you're starting out and you want something kind of like Sony Vegas but a little bit cheaper that pretty much does the exact same thing, try Sony Vegas Movie Studio, because it's for about a quarter of the price and it does near about the exact same thing. In fact, it's near about the exact same program, but without all the bells and whistles and all that sort of stuff. So.
Hi, in your first couple of years starting up, would you recommend any other advertising methods besides social media?
Could you repeat? Sorry.
Would you recommend any other advertising methods besides social media?
Okay, so when I started YouTube, it was a very long time ago, and there was this thing called sub for sub, the dreaded sub for sub. Everybody did it back in the day, and I would definitely not recommend doing things like that. It makes you seem really needy. It makes you seem like if you became a big YouTuber that you'd just be really rubbish at it. So I wouldn't do anything like that, but like I said, if you comment on other people's videos, they will see it. But also just word of mouth, telling people about it. I know my brother, he works in a game shop. He always talks about my channel. It's kind of embarrassing for me, but I mean, I guess he's just really proud. So word of mouth definitely helps as well.
I'd always say just let your content speak for itself, because I always believe that hard work will be appreciated eventually anyway. So just focus on getting your content to be the best it can be. Of course, all those kind of tips and all that do help and stuff, but just focus on your content is what I would say.
What screen recording software do you use?
I use Bandicam, which is it's okay. It's what I use because I'm comfortable with it. The only problems I had recently was because Bandicam doesn't record from like what your computer's capable of. It records on screen. So I had this really bad monitor that I didn't realize was bad for a long time, and the refresh rate was not good. So when YouTube came out with 60 FPS, I was like, I record in 120 FPS, so why do my videos not look good? And it turns out because it's recording what's on screen with the screen settings, I had to buy a new monitor. So now the stuff's better, but that's like the only downside to Bandicam, whereas if you were to use something like OBS, that records via what your computer is capable of. So I would stream, and my stream would look like so good, like 1080p, 60 frames a second, and then I'd say, why don't my videos look this good? And it was because of my monitor, so yeah.
I used to use Fraps, which is quite a common thing for YouTubers to use, but I found it quite difficult to use. Sometimes I didn't know if it was actually recording or not, so that didn't help. I'd record like a whole video and then realize it didn't record. So this company was trying to advertise their software, and they sent me like 5 keys. I tried it out, and it's called Mirrorless by a company called Action, and I love it. You can see when it's recording because it's in the corner of the screen. It also has a timer underneath, so you can see how long you've been recording for, which is very helpful. And there's different things like you can record certain sections of the screen, you can drag it to size, you can also record the whole screen, or you can just set it to record certain games. So yeah, I really like that.
Well, I use the Keyori just because you can have multiple audio layers on it. So let's say you're recording with your friends and maybe one of them is a bit too loud. You can actually just turn that down while you're editing so that it doesn't sound like a complete idiot.
What graphics cards do you have?
I just this week bought a I think was it Nvidia? It was a 980. It's like the most recent one, and that is like really good, but it's really expensive. It's like £500. So if I'm recommending, probably not a lot of people would want to spend that amount of money on a graphics card. But I needed it because I don't need to, but I like to record in 120 frames a second, so that when I'm editing slow-mo parts, it looks really smooth and stuff. But anything like below that will be fine. You can find charts online, like, I can't remember the website, but if you just look up, like, what graphics card will meet my needs, and you can tick boxes like what I'm going to be doing, playing games or recording, streaming, and it will, like, scan your system and tell you, oh yeah, well, you need to upgrade this to this, and this will be good, and the price checks and all that stuff.
I can't actually remember the graphics card I have. It's something like a R270X. And I bought that like last week because mine actually blew up. It stopped working because my old graphics card was 4 years old. It could still run Minecraft perfectly. I mean, Minecraft is not a demanding game at all, so it really does depend what you want to record with or stuff like that. So yeah, it doesn't really matter graphics cards wise unless you want to play really demanding games.
I think mine's a NVIDIA GeForce 430, but it's been that many years since I actually installed it. I have no idea what it is, but it's only one of the small ones. It seems to run most games pretty well, so.
I remember the name of it. It's a NVIDIA GTX 980, but if you want to get something that's pretty much as good, the 970 is more affordable, and then the more you go down, the more affordable they come.
We have 2 questions left. Has anybody else got any questions? Yep, I'm coming.
Have you ever been starstruck when meeting other YouTubers?
Yeah, I met Dartron because I'm on Polaris, and when I go to PAX, we do like a Polaris meet, and then like we were all there just chilling, and Dartron walks in, and I'm like, oh boy, I love you, and I like walked up like trying to be all cool, like, can I take a selfie with you? Like, I didn't want to come across like a fanboy, because like meeting tons of fans, you know, like what the kind of person you want to meet is like. You don't want them to be like freaking out, but I was really trying hard to contain myself, like, oh my god, Dartron.
I do it all the time. There's a VIP room here, and when I walk in, I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many YouTubers in here. But like, I put on a really like cool face. I'm like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber too. Let's act cool. But yeah, inside you're like, but yeah, I don't want to seem like a massive fangirl, so I just keep really quiet.
Not really, because all my everyone I know via YouTube and all that is either someone I've known for like 7 years, or they're friends of friends of friends of friends. So you just kind of get to know them before you actually realise who they are and how big they are and stuff like that.
One question left. I saw his hand first.
What type of video was your most popular video?
What type of video is the most popular video for us individually?
Yours.
Animations tend to do well for me, even though I'm not really that good at animating. So, but I think it's just because the amount of effort that goes into them, and you can't bring one out like every week if they're like 5 minutes long. So I think people appreciate the effort that goes into them.
My answer is worth totally disregarding because my entire channel is League of Legends, but my most popular video is a video I made as a joke, and I didn't mean to upload it as public. It was supposed to be unlisted and it was supposed to be for a friend, but then I put it as private and kind of let it do its thing, and then it had like 3 million views. It was just a viral video, and it's really stupid. It's like, I don't know if you know what montage parodies are, but it was like one of the very first like montage parodies, like that kind of taking the, you know, satirizing people who were like trying really hard in like Halo and then like doing cool edits and stuff. So I did that with a Train Simulator, probably the most boring game I've ever come across, and I did like a Call of Duty style montage to that, and then and it got really, really a lot of views, and it was only supposed to be for my friends. So best mistake of my life, but it does bug me when I see like my entire channel is League of Legends, and then most popular video is this train video about like trains like crashing and stuff. So
I always tend to find the most popular videos on my channel are always episode 1 of a series, because all of my subscribers want to see this new content, so they check out the first episode. They might not like the second or the third or the fourth, so they watch the first one to see if they're going to like the series. Yeah, my most popular video right now is episode 1 of my Sims series, so yeah.
hey, thanks for all your questions, guys. You've been great. Do you want to use this one?
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out here today. We're going to go and have a break for about 50 minutes, and then we're going to go reset for some gang beasts. If you have any other questions to the people on the stage here, feel free to grab them. They should be around for another 30 minutes around this particular area, and then I believe you guys have got other things to do as well today, or am I that completely wrong? I see nodding. That's good. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out here. We're gonna go and shut down the stage for now, and we'll be back in about 50 minutes. Thank you so much.